All right, so as you can tell by the amount of blood, it's a pretty good cut. And this happened in the most random way. We were processing some of those bigger logs, and what we were doing is just chopping some wood using steel wedges. The steel wedges start to round over after you use them. After 10 or 15 trees, they really start to round over. And what happened is, striking down on one of those, one of those little wedges hit off of the piece of wood and shot right at my calf. So I'm gonna open this up so you can see it, but it's probably gonna pour out. But you can see that right there. It got me pretty good. So we're just gonna hit it with a little hydrogen peroxide and just to surface clean this wound area. And then we're gonna, I hate to use using the customer stuff. This is about the perfect size for what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna put a compression bandage rolled up on there. But it looks like it hit a pretty main vein, so we're just gonna, or it could be artery, I don't know the difference really. They both turn red when they get exposed to oxygen, so here we go. We're just gonna clean the area as much as we can. Oh yeah, foam it up. That feels great. This is about as clean as it gets right here. Just don't want any of the little bits to get pushed into the wound, so I'll try to get it as debris free as possible. Looks like that's about as good as it's gonna get. We'll roll this guy up just like when you were gonna whack somebody with a towel when you were younger. Corner to corner. Yeah, she's pouring out some blood. Look at all that foam down there. Look at that. Look at how much foam is on the ground. All right, so we use the cleanest part I can find. I'll get around there. As long as we can tie 2 half hitches, we're gonna be good for compression. I'll get one. I want it to be snug, and that's pretty snug. I just don't want to feel like I'm cutting off my circulation. But good compression is what we need. I'm probably gonna have to go into the doctor for this one, just because I can tell we hit something kind of major just along my, I don't know which one's in front, tibia, fibia. That would get me through the day if I was out in the woods or something, but we're close enough to medical attention that we don't have to do that. I'll just keep that out of there for now. Save the customers other fancy rugs here and their towel. Super nice of them to offer us this stuff. And then probably won't want this back. I'm sure I got some blood on it. Let's clean that up a bit too. And you can really tell when there's presence of blood with this hydrogen peroxide. Right after you brush your teeth, rinse with your hydrogen peroxide. It's a world of brighting agent. I also don't want to contaminate their surfaces, just in case there's any pathogens in my blood that could cause a problem for anybody else. All right. Good job, everybody.
That was a joke.
Yeah, but credentials can be different, like with us, it's, a lot of guys do on-the-job training, and they can be really talented at all the major stuff, but not have a degree or anything,
Yeah.
And that's the most common thing you run into. Yeah, and a lot of guys in the beginning started with, like training underneath another arborist.
Yeah. On the job training.
Yeah, like instead of going to college for the job, for example.
Yeah.
And that's really, it's so prevalent because it's a really obscure field. You wouldn't find a lot of people who are arborists.
I mean, I think if you do a good job, you do a good job. And so, you know, personally, I don't care if someone has a degree in that or if they're just good at it. But I was not happy with their work.
One of the things too is, you know, even with all of the books, you could still have no clue what you're doing. You know what I mean? I've seen guys get out of college, 4 years of college, and specializing in the field, and they, you know, they have difficulty running the tools and doing all that type of stuff. So, oh, those are on the floor.
We are gonna update your tetanus vaccine. We found one in the computer, I think from 2012. So it's time to get that again.
Yay.
Do you, you don't have any reason that you'll be getting the COVID vaccine in the next 14 days, do you?
No, why?
Okay. Because
they might not get along.
You're not supposed to get the COVID vaccine within 14 days of any other vaccine.
Oh, okay.
So you do need a tetanus vaccine, you know, based on your mechanism, but I also hate the idea of messing up your opportunity to get the COVID vaccine.
Oh, I'm fine. I kind of figure if I got it, I probably got it before they even told us it was available. You know what I mean? Like, I probably got COVID. Like, as soon as it hit the States, and probably months before they even knew it was here, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I felt about it. It's like, I know a lot of people who had very similar symptoms and got really sick, and then, you know, it wasn't months later that they even heard about COVID.
Yeah.
So I was kind of under the impression it's likely a lot of people probably had it before it even was a thing. You know, just based on what you hear about it, and you don't know for sure, but you know, it sounds like if you've got it and you didn't die, you're probably gonna be okay. This is the bad boy that did all the damage. You can see how the steel's rounding off. You can see how it's plating, and there's some real sharp edges. Just that perfect chunk, I think it was right here. This is the part that was pointed toward me. This perfect little razor bladey chunk spun off of here on a bigger piece. I still haven't found it yet. There could even be some left in my leg because there's quite a bit of a lump there, and it could just be blood inside of there. But yeah, be careful. That's super dangerous and not something you'd really expect to happen. So something to watch out for sure, not hurt.